I'm here at CoastCon in beautiful Biloxi, Mississippi with Mr. J Michael Tatum. He's a voice actor and does all kind of other cool stuff. Mr. J Michael, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. This is an awesome event. We've got music playing, we've got all kind of cosplay, all kind of sci-fi goodness and everything beyond. You do a lot of voices. You've done stuff like for over 300 or something you were saying. It's hundreds of stuff.
It's getting up there. It's up there. I lose track completely. I'm a lot of different personalities. but doing this for about 15 years.
Very cool. What are some of the mainstream? You've got My Hero Academia. I believe you're doing some work on Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. I'm in Black Butler. That's a huge one. That still goes strong. Or on High School Host Club is a oldie but a goodie. It was out almost like over a decade ago. But that show is still incredibly popular. Steins Gate, which just completed its second season a few months ago, and Fairy Tale. I'm kind of like the main bad guy in Fairy Tale, which is nice. A nice little feather in my cap. And tons and tons and tons of stuff. I'm also in Ruby as Weiss's Butler Klein. I'm also in the Borderlands franchise, video game franchise, as Sir Hammerlock, and tons. I lose track. I don't know how. I don't know what I would do without Wikipedia.
That's awesome. And they keep all track of all the digital goodness. Now, you got into voice acting. You had an interesting story you were saying the other day. It was kind of really interesting for a lot of other voice actors. Could you go kind of condense the Cliff Notes version of that and how you got into it?
Yeah. I'd acted for a long time, and then I gotten out of it, and just a stage actor and a little bit of on camera. And a friend of mine, I had a whole other career path I was following in marketing, and a friend of mine that worked for Funimation kind of tricked me into coming to audition for him as a voice actor. And I was very reluctant because I didn't think I had any experience doing that kind of acting. And so he just kind of talked me into it. We did a session which I thought was an audition, and when I got out of it, I made some comment about how weird it was. This audition process was so long, and he informed me that it was actually, we had just recorded the first several episodes as that character, and that I had just signed a contract, and I was now a voice actor whether I liked it or not. So I was literally tricked into my current career path.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You got a little Jedi trick action going on there. And you've done some other stuff, but mostly video games and voice acting for cartoons. Have you done anything for movies that we may know you from? Or?
No.
It's all good.
Superman? No, I wish.
That's awesome, man. And you do a lot of these voices and stuff like that. Is there any kind of words of wisdom that you could give people, like to kind of inspire them, or people that are in their craft would like to perfect this? Or it's a modern 21st. It's a little bit different from back in the day. Also, as a side question, did you do any work with ADV in Texas or back in the day?
I've never really done any work with ADV, sadly. Yeah, and so I've worked with a lot of people from ADV that come up to Dallas to do work a lot. So we're all one big family. But I've never actually worked at ADV.
For people that don't know what ADV is, could you tell them a little about that, and then also in some of your words, based on your career, how that kind of like inspire them to the craft of awesomeness, or any voice actors? Yeah.
So a lot of people, especially now, because voice acting in the past, say 5 or 10 years, has become really attractive, very popular to people, and a lot of people want to get into it because they want to. Because I find that a lot of young people want to be voice actors because they want to be actors, but they're not comfortable doing on stage or on camera or whatever, and they think of voice acting as kind of a way around it, so I can be an actor, but I don't have to worry about what I do with my hands, or how I stand. And I want to tell every young person that wants to be a voice actor, or whatever their age, they want to be a voice actor, to be an actor first. Take stagecraft and take acting classes, because all of that you'll need to distill down into a vocal technique, which is hard. Because voice acting, I think, is one of the most difficult types of acting to do, because you have only your voice. You've only got your voice to communicate what you have your whole being to do in every other kind of acting setting. So you really have to learn how to use your whole apparatus before you can learn how to just use your voice to do the work of your whole body. So anyone that's interested in it, please, the operative word of voice acting is acting. So take acting workshops constantly. Yeah.
That's totally awesome. So, do you have any upcoming projects that you could mention, or anything beyond Attack on Titan and stuff like that?
The Attack on Titan, there's more. There's another season coming down the pike pretty soon, and just I think very shortly, in fact. And not long after that, pretty soon we'll have more My Hero Academia coming down the wire, and all sorts of cool stuff, actually, so that I can't talk about. But I'm a very busy bee.
It's all good. It's all good. And you've got all this stuff you've done. I just have a side question before we wrap up the interview. Is there an overall message that you like to, for people to take from your work, or it feels when you do these voices? What do you think? You kind of a message in general, because voice acting can be really positive stuff. Overall in your work, it's however you want to answer that.
I think if I had to sort of compress everything I do into like an idea or philosophy, I think it is that I do what I do because I want to help create a community of people. And that's what it's all about for me, is I use my voice so that other people can find theirs.
That is totally awesome, Mr. J Michael Tatum. That was better than I could do on the answer on that. Do you have any Twitters, Facebooks, or any digital grid links? I know you're big on social, but you kind of like, yeah, it's all good. I know a lot of buddies too, man. It's all good.
You can find me on Instagram, J Michael Tatum. It's mostly pictures of my French bulldog. That's how you know it's me. And you can find me on Twitter and on Facebook. And I also do a podcast now called Ghoul Intentions. Myself and the lovely and talented Jamie Markey do a podcast where we basically try to ghost stories, haunted history, gruesome history, all kinds of crazy stuff. We drop 2 episodes a week, Monday and Thursday. Check it out. And yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
You too, man. Mr. J Michael Tatum here live at CoastCon in beautiful Biloxi, Mississippi. It's Owen with SciFiction.com.